पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. So for the evening class we have selected the text called Swarupanusandhanashtakam. You have to practice even to pronounce the name Swarupanusandhanashtakam. This text is attributed to Adi Shankaracharya ji, and it is a text mainly for contemplation. Here also we will see some background for this text, but not so long background as we had for Amrita Bindu. Here runway is very small, their runway is little big. In Kathopanishad, there is a beautiful mantra which says, Shreyasya preyasya manushya metaha tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. Shreyas, the pursuit of the ultimate well-being, called moksha. Preyaha, the pursuit of relative well-being. Both are available for human beings. Shreyaha means ultimate well-being, which is another name for mokshaha, freedom. So freedom also is called Shreyaha, and the pursuit for freedom is also called Shreyaha. So here we are using in the sense of the pursuit of freedom. The sadhana for freedom is called Shreyaha, and the sadhana for prayas, the relative well-being, artha, kama, I can use the word I hope. Artha means this wealth, kama means sense pleasure, dharma, one meaning is punyam, which can fructify in different lokas. So for this dharma, artha, kama, the pursuit is in the form of karma and upasana, and that is called here preyaha. So both the pursuits are available for a human being. Manushya metaha tau samparinyakti vivinakti dhira, tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. Having analyzed, examined both of them, tau, Shreyah Preyasi, tau, both of them, Samparitya, very well analyzed, Vivinakti Dhiraha, separates, and he chooses Shreyaha. He chooses Shreyas Purusha, Shreyaha, the pursuit of moksha. Tayo Shreya Adadanasya Sadhur Bhavati. Of these two, one who chooses Shreyas, he will have the ultimate well-being. So here the two pursuits are talked about, and the pursuit of Shreyas, when analyzed well, it becomes the pursuit of knowledge. A person who wants moksha and he understands what is the moksha, then his pursuit of moksha is refined in the form of pursuit for knowledge. As we have seen this morning, moksha means freedom from bondage, and bondage is because of ignorance. Therefore, the pursuit for moksha will be the pursuit of removal of ignorance, and removal of ignorance is by knowledge, and therefore the pursuit for moksha is pursuit for knowledge. Pujya Swamiji used to emphasize this point, that This conversion of mumuksha into jignasa is a very important conversion. My desire for freedom, when it is converted into my desire for knowledge, that conversion is a very important conversion in the life of a mumukshu, a seeker of freedom. Why? Until that conversion, person may be thinking that I may get moksha by doing this karma, I may get moksha by doing this meditation, I may get moksha by kundalini yoga, nada yoga. There are so many yoga, prema yoga, so many yogas are there. One Rudana yoga also is there. Rudana yoga means what? Just cry. No. Rudana yoga. One Mahatma is prescribed this sadhana only. What you have to do, you just cry. Crying we are already doing. So all funny ideas, they float and they are picked up. Why? Because this conversion has not happened. What is the conversion? My desire for moksha needs to be converted into desire for knowledge. And it is not like, okay, this desire for knowledge is better than the desire for moksha, therefore from tomorrow I will have this. It should not be like that. This desire for moksha is converted into desire for knowledge out of my understanding of the nature of freedom and nature of bondage. When I understand that my bondage is because of ignorance, and therefore if I want to be free from bondage, I need knowledge. And thus, when this conversion happens, then there is a direction in the life of a seeker. Otherwise, he will be going to so many places with the hope for moksha. And this moksha market is a very big market. So many people will be having the boards. Moksha in 3 days, moksha in 5 days, instant moksha. And therefore, a person may fall for it. And generally, fake things are more attractive. That fake gold will be sometimes shining more. And therefore, person will fall for that. But if this conversion has happened with conviction that moksha is only by jnanam, then she has definite direction in his pursuit of freedom. And when he becomes a jignasu, then Shastra suggests, first of all, you need to have jnana yogyata prapti. The first step is the attainment of the fitness for knowledge. You want knowledge? Very good. You are now a jignasu bhaktaha. In Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, the artha, artharthi, jignasu, and then jnani. So first, we start with artha and artharthi bhakti, and then we become jignasu bhakta. And for jignasu bhakta, it is said, may you have this pursuit of this sadhana for the attainment of fitness for knowledge, jnana yogyata prapti. This jnana yogyata prapti, the attainment of fitness for knowledge, is by karma yoga and upasana. In Shastra, these two sadhanas are prescribed, karma yoga, upasana. What is karma yoga? Regarding karma yoga also people have so many misconceptions. Anyway, let us not go into that. The right understanding is doing karma with proper attitude and receiving the result with proper attitude. That is called karma yoga. And what is that proper attitude regarding karma? While doing karma, Ishwararpana buddhi. Let my every action be an offering to the Lord. That is the attitude while doing the action. And when I receive the result of action, and every situation I receive is the result of action, I receive it with the attitude of prasada, that it is coming from the Lord, and anything which comes from the Lord is prasada. So receiving the result with prasada, doing karma with Ishwararpana bhavana, that is called karma yoga. People ask this, how many years Swamiji Karma Yoga course we have to do? For everything we have always fixed period. There is no fixed period. Till you get necessary Chitta Shuddhi. I don't say perfect Chitta Shuddhi. It's not that you have to purify your mind 100%. For passing the exam, you don't require 100%. And then most of us will not pass if 100% is required for passing the exam. Passing the exam, some standard is there, 35 in some course, some places 50, 60, like that. Here how many percent? There is no fixed percent. Chitta Shuddhi, the purity of the mind, needs to be to the extent that Ashuddhi, impurity of the mind, does not obstruct my pursuit of knowledge. That is the measurement. My Chitta Shuddhi needs to be to that extent that Ashuddhi, impurity, does not obstruct my pursuit of knowledge. To that extent it is required. Like how much health is required for doing the job? You require the health to the extent that absence of it does not come in your way to do your duties. It is not that you have to be 100% fit. If 100% fitness required, then hardly anybody will get the job. And therefore, to the extent required, one has to have this Chitta Shuddhi by Karma Yoga. And the other one is Upasana, meditation, which will be talked about here also. And this Upasana is Saguna Brahma Vishayaka Manasa Vyaparaha. The mental activity centered on Saguna Brahma, otherwise called Ishvaraha. So, Ishvara Vishayaka Manasa Vyaparaha, that is called Upasana. So, meditation or mental activities centered on dealing with Ishvara, with a particular form and attributes, that is called Upasana. And that Upasana helps us to bring the steadiness, focus of the mind, concentration of the mind. And these two are called Jnana Yogyata. For getting the Jnanam, these two qualifications are required. And these qualifications are sometimes presented in a different way. And that is popularly Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. Viveka, discrimination, Vairagya, dispassion, and Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, these 6, and Mumukshutvam. These are called Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. They form this Jnana Yogyata, the fitness for knowledge. I did not give this list first because the list is very overwhelming. So 3 plus 6, 9 qualities. Remembering itself is difficult. So that's why I told syllabus in a very short, that Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Naishalyam. But only 2 things required. Purity of the mind, steadiness of the mind. That's all. So that is the Jnana Yogyata Prapti. That is the first thing. Second thing is going to the Guru. Second stage is going to the Guru and serving the Guru, invoking the Guru in the person, and listening to the scriptures from that competent Guru in a systematic manner for some length of time. It depends. So earlier we used to have 3-year course. Then we found that 3-year people are finding very difficult. They little bit after 2 years, little bit dragging is there. So dragging means what? They cannot leave the course because they want to complete the course. But at the same time, because of some other difficulties, they find difficult to be with the flow, because as we grow in the course, the subject matter will be dealt with more depth, finding difficult. Therefore we said, okay, 3 years is too much, so we made it 2 years. Then now 2 years also we found too much. So now we are going to have 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. That's how. So Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Naishalya one has got, goes to the Guru and studies for some length of time. That is called Shravanam. So, Jnana Prapti, attainment of knowledge by Shravanam. And then after Shravanam, one has the vision of oneself, which is revealed by Vedanta. I am Brahma. All that is here is Brahma, that Brahman I am. This is the vision. One gets this vision that yes, Shruti reveals this fact about myself. I have understood that. From this study of the Shastra, I understood that Shruti reveals that I am Brahma. Shruti says, you are that. I understood. But I may have doubts. How can I be Brahman? If I am Brahman, then I should not be feeling this way or that way. When ignorance started, many people have this. When ignorance started, Swamiji, when the whole thing started like this, I am now having this jiva status, jiva bhava. When did it start? This is a big question. And it bothers for so many years. It doesn't go away so easily. When did ignorance start? People want that when did ignorance start? And Vedanta's answer is what, it did not start. And that is too much for people to handle. Swamiji, how can something is there and it did not start? It should have started. Maybe he doesn't say, but maybe you don't know. Shastra doesn't know. One day it started. And like that, so many other doubts also there. And Swamiji, what about this Vishishtadvaita? What about this Dvaitis? Then Dvaita. So many views are there. And these logicians are having different views about Atma. They say many Atmas are there. And one Atma is Ishvara. So they are also thinkers. So you may have so many doubts. Doubts will be there when you think. If you don't think, no doubt. Some people don't get doubts also. Maybe they have understood very clearly, they are blessed. We don't, belittle the person. Maybe a person has got, very pure mind and everything is what is called absorbed well, and therefore no doubts. That also may be good if doubts are not there and the vision is very clear, enjoying the vision, no problem. But for most of the people it doesn't happen. Doubts will be there. And this sadhana of resolving the doubts, that is called mananam. And this Shravana and Manana, when they are done, you get the knowledge with conviction, free from vagueness, doubt. That is the second stage. So, first is Jnana Yogyata Prapti, second is the attainment of knowledge with conviction, Jnana Prapti. Now, the third one is Jnana Nishtha Prapti, attainment of abidance in knowledge. That becomes sometimes more difficult. What is this Jnana Nishtha? Abidance in this understanding that I am limitless Brahma. Because when I am attending the class, I understand, yes, this is how it is. And I don't have any doubt also. But my life is not governed by this vision. This vision is not reflected through my life. My life is reflecting only old conclusions. What? I am a small person. I have got punyam. I have got papam. I may have so many rebirths. So many births I will have. So that conclusion which was there before Vedanta study, that still continues and governs my life. Generally, I give this example. When you transfer the property from one person to the other person, in some departments, names are changed. In some department, old name alone continues. The building remains some like electricity or some other thing, old name continues. Similarly here, even though person has got this understanding in his conscious mind, he understands, yes, I am Brahman. But when it comes to these critical situations, then he responds from the old understanding, I am a jiva. Suppose there is some serious accident or something, and this body is about to fall, or that type of critical situation comes, then the thought comes, what will happen to me? That what will happen to me is coming from this old conclusion. If this right understanding is there, what is will happen to me? Nothing can happen to me. In Atma, from the standpoint Atma, nothing happens. All happenings are in Anatma only. I am Atma, in me nothing happens. This body is like a bubble in the ocean of consciousness. One bubble was there, it is burst now, that's all. To me, nothing happens. Nothing has happened, nothing can happen to me. If person can think in this manner, he has assimilated this vision. He has got the abidance in this vision. Otherwise, worries will start. What will happen to my ashram? What will happen to my property? What will happen to my children? They are not responsible. Many parents think that their children are not responsible. So, I have built up this business. I don't know whether they will be able to handle properly. They will just blow away all money I have earned, hard-earned money. This type of thoughts come. It means knowledge is not assimilated. So, when knowledge is assimilated, it is called jnana nishtha. I am abiding in the understanding that I am limitless Brahma. And for that jnana nishtha, the sadhana prescribed is nididhyasanam, contemplation. And it is done in two ways. One is samadhi abhyasa rupa dhyanam. Means the nididhyasanam, contemplation in the form of practice in a particular way. I sit in a particular place, shucho deshe pratisthapya sthiramasana atmanah. So, particular place, particular posture, particular condition of the organs, all this is done, and then person contemplate, I am Brahma. This is called samadhi abhyasa rupa dhyanam. Other one is called Brahma abhyasa or Jnana abhyasa rupa dhyanam. Tat kathanam, tat chintanam, anyonyam tat prabodhanam. Talking about this, thinking about this, sharing about this, remaining always committed to this and this alone. And this Jnana abhyasa or Brahma abhyasa is not a sadhana at a particular time. Nididhyasanam, samadhi abhyasa, nididhyasanam particular time, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, whatever. But this one, in all waking hours, wherever possible, the mind is in that. And especially when interaction is there, and if there was any reaction, immediately it is said, this reaction took place based on which understanding about myself. He is focused on that. Why he said like this? He should not have said like this. This is not the focus of this meditator. His focus is that when this type of reaction happened, was it based on the understanding which I have received from Vedanta, is in harmony with that, or it is against that? Without making any judgment, he says that, how can this come? Oh, it is because of this habitual error called viparita bhavana. All right. Not that, oh, I should not have done, I am a sadhaka for 20 years, still I am committing mistake. There is no guilt or anything. Oh, just a smile. Oh, again it happened. Okay, next time. Just see that there is no basis for reaction here. Says, I am this Sakshi of this body mind sense complex in which activities are happening. Somebody criticized the activity. Oh, what you are doing is not correct. So, okay, this body mind sense complex had certain background and therefore it did this activity which was not appreciated by that person. Okay, that is a right response. But generally we say, you are not doing, and when I am doing, you are criticizing. That is a common response. When somebody criticizes us, no, what we say? You are not doing, I am doing, and you are criticizing. You have no business to criticize. Do, come and do it, then you will know. This is a very typical samsari response. Slowly, that we pay attention and outgrow that without any judgment. Oh, I am a sadhaka, still I am doing mistake, when will I change? It's not such a thing. It's just a game. And slowly, this particular understanding is integrated completely to into his mind. And that is called the sadhana of jnana nishtha. So these are the three things: jnana yogyata prapti, jnana prapti, and jnana nishtha prapti. And this Swarupanusandhanashtaka, it has got mainly 8 slokas. That is why it is called Ashtaka. Ashtaka means a group of 8 verses. In this context, verses. And the first sloka is focusing on jnana yogyata prapti. One needs to attain the fitness for knowledge. For anything you do, you require fitness. And so for jnanam also some yogyata is required. That is first. Second shloka, jnana prapti. And 3 to 8 is jnana nishtha prapti. Nididhyasanam is highlighted. So with this background, we enter into this stotra. The title is Swarupanusandhanashtaka. A group of 8 verses, Ashtaka, dealing with anusandhana, contemplation. On what? Swarupa, one's true nature, which is Brahma. So Swarupanusandhanashtakam means a group of 8 verses dealing with the contemplation upon one's true nature. All right. Now we'll read, I will read, you can repeat. Tapoyagda danadi vishuddha buddhihi virakto nrupadeh pade tuchha buddhya parityajya sarvam yadapnoti tattvam param brahma nityam tadevahamasmi. Can you repeat this shloka? Even the chanting of these shlokas are also very elevating. So those who can, they can repeat more and more times, and so it will be by-hearted. Without your attempt to by-heart, it will be by-hearted. Okay. As I said, this first shloka is highlighting the first sadhana for a jignasu. What is the first sadhana? Jnana yogyata prapti. The attainment of the fitness for knowledge. Fitness for the attainment of knowledge. And what is that first one is? Shuddha buddhihi. Referring to the person. Shuddha buddhihi yasya. A person becomes the one whose buddhi, mind is shuddha, pure. And pure means two ways we can see. One is the mind is not overpowered, controlled by likes and dislikes. So Shuddha Buddhi means the mind which is relatively free from the hold of Ragadveshas. Ragadveshas, likes and dislikes. Generally our life is governed by, controlled by these Ragadveshas. And people think that alone is freedom. Means I do what I like. I don't care. Whatever people say, whatever Shastra says, I don't care. I do what I like. I feel like drinking, I drink. I feel like eating this, I eat. So that is called life governed by Ragadveshas, instincts, instinctual life. From that there is refinement, and that is Shuddhi, purity of the mind in terms of being free from the hold of Ragadveshas. It doesn't mean that I do not do something according to my Ragadvesha. I can do. If I like ice cream, I can have ice cream. But if ice cream is not good for my physical and mental health, then I avoid. I should be able to say no. That is called my purity. I should be able to say, it is not good for me, I will not do this. Reading newspaper is not a wrong thing, but class is going on and still I continue to read newspaper sitting near the office. That is called coming under the spell of Ragadveshas. This I have to go for classes and still I am watching this particular video. That is coming under Ragadveshas. Even though something is not good for my mental health, some food or some drink, still I cannot say no, then I am under the spell of Ragadveshas. So Shuddha Buddhi means not coming under the spell of Ragadveshas. If I don't like, but it is to be done, I do it. I like, but it is not to be done, I drop it. That is called Shuddha Buddhi. Mastery over Ragadvesha. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe Ragadveshau vyavasthitau tayorna vashamagachet tauhyasya paripanthirau. So tayoho Ragadveshayoho vasham na agachet. Not coming under the spell. Alright, that is Shuddha Buddhi. And another meaning also is that Shuddha Buddhi, a person is having the mind which is relatively free from certain duritas, certain papa karmas, which are neutralized by certain sadhanas. So we have got two types of impurity. One is called Ragadvesha based impurity, other is called this karma based impurity, and both are taken care of Shuddha Buddhi. By what? Tapaha yajna danadibihi. By tapas, yajna, dana, etc. These three sadhanas, tapas means austerity or penance, yajna, worship of the Lord, danam, sharing. These three are emphasized in our Shastra. In Brihadaranyaka, yagnena tametam brahmanaha vividishanti yagnena dadena tapasa anashakena. So, these three sadhanas, tapa, yajna and dana, are highlighted in the Upanishad. Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the 18th chapter also, yajna dana tapak karma natyajyam karyameva tat. Means these three are to be done. Pavanani manishinam. The yajna, dana and tapa, they are purifying. Acha. Now let us understand what is this yajna, what is this tapa, dhanam, etc. First we will pick up the word yajna. Yajna, primary meaning, popular meaning is offering the oblation into the fire, chanting some mantra. Indraya swaha, Indraya idam na mama. So you chant the mantra, offer the ahuti. Ahuti means oblation, some material into the fire. So mantrocharana purvaka devatodeshena agnau havistyagaha, that is yajna. Just, for my satisfaction I am telling. You don't bother about Sanskrit definition. So offering the oblation is called yajna. That is the popular meaning. Therefore yajna, if they want to picturize, they always show this altar, fire in it. Yajna. That is the popular meaning. Another meaning which is based on the root, yaj dhatu is there. So yajna means worship of the Lord. And therefore, worshipping the Lord in a particular form, that also can be called yajna. Devataradhanam yajna. Worshipping the Lord in a particular form is yajna. And sometimes we talk about these 5 yajnas, which every grihastha, a person who is married, is supposed to do. And they are Deva Yajna, this is a popular yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, offering the Tarpanam and Shraddha to the forefathers. Shraddha on appropriate day, not every day. Tarpanam means offering water, etc. to the parents. I am just telling, many of you must not be doing, don't have this complex, oh Swamiji, we are supposed to do, not doing. Then I am just telling the concept of this Pancha Yajna. So Deva Yajna means this ritual, fire ritual, or worshipping the Lord in a particular form, that is called the Deva Yajna. Pitru Yajnas, offering some material to the forefathers who have departed. Then Brahma Yajna, remembering our rishis and chanting the Vedas or other Shastras, that also is Yajna. If you do chanting, it is called Brahma Yajna. Then Manushya Yajna. So Manushya Yajna, some people may think we have to offer Manushya into Yajna. So it is not like that. Manushya Yajna, Manushya Yajna means serving the humanity. Originally, Manushya Yajna had the meaning of Atithi Seva, means serving the guest. But nowadays we cannot do that, because if you allow the guest means one who is unknown, one who comes without appointment, that is called Atithi. And nowadays it is not practical. Therefore, Atithi Seva we have expanded into serving to the humanity. In whatever way. People say that serving to humanity we have learned from other religions. In Hinduism there is no service to humanity. It is a wrong concept. It is there, very much there in our culture, serving. And we did not have this old age home and all, because the people were taking care of their parents, so parents used to stay with their children. So we did not have the need for that. Certain needs were not there. They were taken care of. And we did not require any this for food, etc., because people were just given food. Atithi Seva was there. Therefore, we did not have such Annakshetra, so many. Annakshetra means the free food distribution center. So such things were, some of them were not required, but wherever required, this service to humanity was there, and that is called Manushya Yajna. In whatever way you can do, it's not that everybody has to give money only. Whatever you have time, you give your time. Even you give patient hearing to someone, that also we becomes a manushya seva. Just listen to somebody. Nowadays we don't get listeners. Everybody wants to talk. So very few people listen. So you give some time and listen to somebody's story, whoever wants to tell. That also is a seva. Manushya yajna. Then this bhuta yajna, where we serve the plants and animals. That is called bhuta yajna. These 5 yajnas also can be seen with the word yajna. The next one is danam, which is included in Panchama yajna, but here separately mentioned if we are keeping the word yajna restricted to the ritual. And danam means sharing. Sharing whatever you have. Pujya Swamiji used to say, one has to learn to be a contributor. From consumer, you become contributor. Then alone there is a growth. You have become adult only when you have become a contributor. Otherwise still you are a child. Contributor when you are, then only growth has happened. And when this danam, this sharing attitude is there, then for that person sarva tyaga will be possible. Renunciation of everything is possible when one has cultivated the habit of danam. One who has never done danam throughout his life, how can he give up everything in one go? Not possible. If he or she has cultivated the habit of sharing, sharing comes very easily, then giving up everything will be possible. And therefore, have this mind of sharing. I have seen Pujya Swamiji, very effortlessly sharing. Whatever he has, he is ready to. You give him something, and next time you go, it will not be there with him. It is given. So danam, it's a very beautiful attitude, very beautiful value, very beautiful quality. And the people who cannot share, for them Vedanta will be difficult to digest. The people who cannot share whatever they have, it's not that they have to share everything and they themselves have to go for begging. That is not required. But to the extent possible, this sharing needs to be there. If it is not there, this Vedanta is not effectively received. Why? Because the whole pursuit of Vedanta is the pursuit of Tyaga. Tyagena eke amrutatva manashuhu. In Vedanta, we are not getting anything new. Whatever we have wrongly collected, that we are dropping. So the whole pursuit of Vedanta is consisting of Tyaga. And therefore the person who doesn't have the mind of Tyaga, Vedanta doesn't come to that person so easily. He may be by-hearting the Upanishads. He may be perhaps able to give the talks, but Vedanta will not have so much impact on the person if that mind of sharing is not there. Always the closed fist is there. I cannot share, I cannot share, I cannot share. Insecurity, that mind cannot assimilate the vision that I am sarvam. I don't require anything to be happy. It doesn't come. The departure of anything cannot affect me. That type of tyaga doesn't come to the person. And therefore, danam is a very important quality. Whatever you have, there is a mind to share. I tell you that when danam is there, vairagyam also becomes relatively easy. Because when you enjoy sharing, then to part with things will not be painful, because you enjoy sharing. And therefore, danam. But see, when we talk too much about danam, people get a doubt. Swamiji, tomorrow you are going to give us one, what is called appeal appeal for the project. I am not going to give, okay? We have enough. So, but if you do danam, not here, I not say here, anywhere, wherever you can, you will be blessed. Which is Swamiji used to say, more you give, more you grow. As a contributor, you grow. And he gave very nice example. He said, when you want to take, you become small. That's why when Vishnu wanted to get something, he came as a Vamana. When you give, you grow. In giving, there is growth. Therefore, Danam. And one thing about Danam, when you give something to someone, don't continue your possessiveness with reference to that thing. Swaswatva parityaga purvaka paraswatva apadanam danam. That's a technical definition. I will tell you the bhavartha of that. Danam is called danam when you have withdrawn your possessiveness, ownership, and you have declared the ownership of the other person. Indraya swaha, Indraya idam na mama. We say like this. This ahuti is for Indra, not mine. So, danam means you completely withdraw your possessiveness, your ownership, and you completely give the ownership of that object to other person. Why I am saying this? Because many people, they give things to Swamiji and they keep on watching where Swamiji is using or is giving to someone, using or giving to someone. Then we have difficulty. Then what we do? We wait till that person is there, we don't give. When he goes, we give. So we have to think all this. Why? Because people are, after giving also, ownership doesn't go. Swamiji, where is that pen? Where is that particular, the flask I had given? Swamiji doesn't even remember what. That ownership should be given up. Then only danam is complete. Otherwise, after giving, you keep on checking. Oh, are you using it? Are you using this? Are you using that? You have not given to anyone, no? All this. Then it is not complete danam. Given means given. In front of me, if Swamiji gives that to somebody else, I should not have any disturbance. Given, that's all. I have given, it is Swamiji. It is Swamiji can give to whomsoever. Then only his right is complete. In the document they write, he has right of selling this, all this they write. Then only it is called complete giving. So when you give, don't put condition. Swamiji, you use it, don't give it to anyone. No, not like that. I am giving, you do whatever you want. Danam, just give. And don't bother about it, how that person is using. If you have doubt that that person will misuse, then better don't give. If you are so possessive about it, you give it to someone whom you think that will use properly. But otherwise, having given, let it be completely given. So, danam, tapaha, dana, yajna. One more is tapaha. The word tapaha has got several meanings. I have got 5-6 definition. I will use one or two. One meaning of tapaha is Shastrokta margena kayendriya shoshanam. Means disciplining the body and the organs by the method prescribed by the Shastra. Like what? Upavasa. So every day, morning, evening, morning, afternoon, evening, in between, keep on eating. So on Ekadashi, you don't eat. That is called what? Tapaha. Another thing is, people they keep on talking, chatterbox. So one day, maunam. People say, very Swami, very difficult, Maunam Swami, whole day Maunam. So we were planning to have Maunam in the course, but people said, Swami, it will be difficult. So I dropped the idea. So Maunam, Maunam is also one type of tapaha. It's a very beautiful tapaha. But you should have some strength. If you don't have strength, this Maunam can create some psychological issues. So I am disclaimer. So do it only if you have strength. Otherwise, Swamiji, I did Maunam and I had a mental breakdown. So that type of thing may happen. If you have some strength, it's a wonderful thing, wonderful vrata. So Maunam, Upavasa, sometimes Jagaranam, or giving up some sweet, like from tomorrow there will be vratam. The 2 months or 4 months we take vratam. Every year I talk about it, even though same topic, but I do talk about it. Because some people get inspired. So you say that 2 months I will not take sweet. That is vratam. Or 2 months I will not what is called watch TV. That also vratam. Nowadays modern vratam is that. 2 months I will not watch YouTube. Vratam. Like that, whatever. Where you are developing the mastery over your body, mind, sense complex. But generally, YouTube not watching, it will not be classically called tapas, because Shastriyokta Margena is not there. In Shastra it is not written. YouTubeam na pashet. So all right. So, of course, in an indirect manner it is told, having the kayendriya shoshanam. So, either way it is a disciplining. That is one definition. Other definition of tapaha is swadharma anushtanam tapaha. Doing your duties according to whatever role you are playing in the society, according to the stage of life you have. That also is called tapaha. This is a very beautiful definition. Swashrama vihita karma tapaha means the duty which is prescribed for the stage of your life. If you are a brahmachari, then whatever duty of a brahmachari is, brahmachari's duty is doing study, doing seva of the teachers or parents, and following the discipline of a brahmachari. Having this life of moderation, life of this mastery over the organs, that is a brahmachari's dharma. Grihastha's dharma to do panchamaha yajnas. Just now we saw. Vanaprastha's duty is to do vrata, upavasa, maximum. Vanaprastha, people think Swamiji, retired life means we'll enjoy. According to our Shastra, after Vanaprastha, our bhoga should be reduced. Swamiji, what you are talking? Whole life I was earning for enjoyment only, and now you are telling this. According to our Shastra, Vanaprastha life means slowly your objects of enjoyments are reduced. More and more upavasa, more and more the maunam, etc. And for sannyasi, the life committed to the pursuit of knowledge characterized by vairagyam and ahimsa. Sannyasa has got mainly 3 things. One is ahimsa, not hurting anyone, vairagyam, dispassion, and exclusive commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. So that following that lifestyle, that also is tapaha. So doing what is to be done in your setup, in the setup you are in the setup you are, that also is tapaha. So you don't have to do anything extra. Whatever you are supposed to do, you do it. Without complaint, without resistance, without coming under the spell of ragadvesha, that itself is tapaha. Another definition of tapaha is meditation. Meditation for getting the focus of the mind and the organs. That also is called tapaha. Manascha indriyanam ekagryam tapaha. So concentration of the mind and the exercise for the concentration of the mind is called tapaha. So any exercise, especially prescribed in the Shastra, but otherwise also okay, which helps you to develop concentration, that also is called tapaha. So upasana, meditation is also called tapaha. So tapaha, yajna, dana. Adipadena Veda Adhyayanam. So study of Vedas with commitment. By that, Shuddha Buddhihi. The mind of the person has become pure. And therefore what? Viraktaha. Viraktaha means dispassionate. Towards what? Drupadehe pade. Even with regard to the position of the king, etc. Means not having raga, passion, hankering for any position. That is called virak. That person is called viraktaha. And his quality is called viraktihi. So viraktaha nrupadehe pade. A person is dispassionate with regard to the position of king, etc. In those days, kings, now we have to say chief minister, this prime minister, etc. This position, no, it gives you some power kicks. See, even if you are made some coordinator, etc., there may be some says, people will come and ask you. You feel? And suppose it is taken away. What, Swamiji? Did I do anything wrong or something? Tell me, did anybody complain against me? There is a feeling of losing. Simple thing, power. That's why, this power, the what is called craving for power brings that tendency to control. I want to be powerful and therefore I want to control everybody. Nobody should come in my way to have power. And for that, viraktaha. And this virakti needs to be out of viveka, and therefore it says tuchha buddhya. With the understanding of insignificance of all positions. Tuchha iti buddhya. That all these are insignificant compared to what I am seeking in my life. All these are insignificant. They cannot give what I am seeking in my life. Puja Swamiji used to give the definition of Vairagyam is to see that the disconnection, the absence of connection between what is offered to me and what I am seeking in my life. So, what I want is freedom, moksha. Can this give me freedom? No. Then I am not interested. Maitreyi in Brihadaranyaka very beautifully she says, Yena aham na amruta syam kimaham tena kuryam. Her husband is telling, I will give you a lot of wealth. I am going and taking sannyasa and I will give you wealth. Two wives are there, so between you and other wife, I will distribute my wealth. Then she asked, will this wealth give me amrutatvam? He says, na vittena amrutatvasya ashasti. By vitta, amrutatvam, immortality cannot come. That time she tells, Yena aham na amrutasyam kimaham tena kuryam. It is a very, very impactful sentence. I really touched my heart so much when I heard first time. That what shall I do with that which cannot give me immortality, freedom? I am not interested. He said, you give me that by which I will have immortality. So that is called here tuchha buddhya viraktaha. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।